Hi everyone, thank you for being here. My name is Saima Haq and I'm here from a school for special needs children called Special Children's Educational Institute, and we are doing this exercise. An institute by the name of Special Children's Educational Institute. It's a school for children with developmental disabilities. It started in 1996, so it's been almost 16 years. And we've been running this institute, and we cater to children from all different economic backgrounds, and we provide special education, which means that children with intellectual challenges and developmental disabilities requires a very high ratio of teacher to students. So we have one teacher for every 2 to 3 students in order to be able to successfully teach these children. And there are very few schools in Pakistan that provide that kind of a ratio. And we realize that these children are doing really well in the schools, in these special schools, but the problem happens once they leave the school and they leave the home environment and they go out into society. You know, as much as we work hard in developing their self-esteem and providing for their needs, it's a great, you know, it's a completely different world once they step outside of these environments. And so after 16 years of working with these children, I now feel that it's about time that we need to also work with the society and make sure that there's a link and there's a connection between, you know, the students and these families. And a lot of these young kids are going to be adults. And, you know, if you have a child with an intellectual disability who has a mental age of 5, even when they're 50 years old, they're still going to have a mental age of 5. And when they're 60 years old, they're going to have a mental age of 5. So no matter how old they get, you know, physically their bodies may be aging, but their mental age is still very, very limited. And what happens is, because, you know, we're a developing country, we don't have a lot of job opportunities for them. We don't have a lot of extracurricular opportunities for them. We don't have any social opportunities for them. Parents tend to take these children out into their families, and now, you know, as our society is changing, there's more public spaces. Before we had much less public spaces. We didn't have shopping malls, we didn't have food courts, we didn't have department stores, you know, where people go. Today we're at the Karachi American School, and we're doing a workshop. It's called the CUDDLE Project, and CUDDLE is an acronym for Creating Understanding of Developmental Disabilities Through Live Experience. So what you guys are going to do right now is have live experiences of what it feels like to have multiple disabilities. One thing I want to make clear is that most of our students have physical as well as intellectual challenges. What you guys will be experiencing are only physical challenges. So you will still be able to find out ways to best maneuver around your apparatus and what's the best angle for me, and look at your peers and see how they're doing something, and so, you know, figure out what's easier, which is very, very difficult for children with special needs.
Danielle, Natalia, Ahmed, Rashan, Ilsa,
The idea of this project is to interact with normal students in normal schools and give them a variety of challenges using different types of tools and different types of apparatus like goggles and you know, some braces, some arm braces, some surgical tape on the fingers, just to give them an idea of what it's like to have a variety of multiple disabilities, which a lot of children with developmental disabilities are born with.
You don't use the thing. No.
It was really challenging. Like my eyes are starting to like hurt and stuff. It's really hard. I know how like people go through, I guess. It like blinds you from the sides and stuff, so it was much harder than I thought it would be, and it makes you realize like how difficult life is for other people who are actually disabled. Because like we can take it off, but they can't. We can take off the goggles, but they never can take off. Yeah.
So, does anybody have any questions?
Was there anything?
It was really hard.
Yeah, it was extremely hard to even write and see.
How did you feel?
As if, I don't know, like, it was just hard to do it. Like, I feel sorry for people who actually have to deal with this in their everyday life. And, like, it was hard to do it for a few minutes.
Like, it's really hard because, like, you know, we can just take it off for, like, it's only for a few minutes, and it's really frustrating because you can't do what you usually take for granted, like writing and, like, walking properly. So, you know, it makes you feel like empathy for people that have to deal with this process.
When you actually put yourself in their place, you actually realize how hard it is for them. Stuff you wouldn't realize otherwise if you hadn't, like, had this disability. You wouldn't realize how hard it is, and when you actually have it, you can feel it, like, deeply.
You know, I don't want you guys to take frustration and sorrow away from this exercise. What I really want you to take is understanding that, you know, it's obviously by experiencing this you are understanding the level of difficulty. But, you know, people, what did you want most? What was the thing you wanted most during this activity? What is normal for you? Do things the way everybody else can do them, right? So by removing these restrictions, you just wanted to go back to the way you were used to doing things on a daily basis. And on a daily basis, you're used to that life. You're used to acceptance. If you wore this apparatus right now and went out into your high school and met your peers, how would they react to you wearing this apparatus?
When my class had these on, they found a variety of different things, reasons. We had to ask them to keep it on as long into the afternoon as possible. And some of the reasons they came off were they needed to call home and it was impossible to use the cell phone with the way that they were. Was the pool. The other people wouldn't let them play pool in the lounge and they wanted to play pool. Prayers. Shawa said that he wanted to pray, and he felt the need to take it off in order to be able to pray, which was an interesting one to me. A variety of reasons of why we were going to shed this.
Well, you know, the exercise is to, again, to make you guys think about it. There are no right answers, there are no wrong answers. What you're feeling is, true to yourself. But the hope is that this experience will shed a little bit more light on those persons and the families of those persons who have to deal with this on a day-to-day basis. And I hope that, what we set out to do was to create an understanding, and I hope we've done that.
Well, we did this in our drama class, and when we participated in it, we felt a lot of frustration, but we also felt a lot of understanding through both the activities and Ms. Huck's explanations about what these people go through. So I, as well as the rest of the class, thought that it would be a good thing to bring it to other people to see if they could also relate to it. It really showed that, it also depends on the type of person, but I think everyone felt a general understanding for what we were trying to do.
I think the exercise went very well. I think it was a success even before I came here. The fact that I knew I was going to be doing this with 30 more kids is awareness enough for me to know that they're willing to participate in something and that the school is encouraging their participation. So I think that's huge. Now, how much more awareness we're going to create after this is up to the kids. And I think we got them to think, we've got them to experience. And experiences, a lot of times when you experience something today, it may not affect you right away. It may happen 5 years down the road, or 10 years down the road, or even 20 years down the road when you have your own kids. And I'm sure, just from what you heard from the students, I think that they did feel that they understood the situation better. I think some did mention that they have more empathy, but it's really going to resonate over time, and I think we have to be patient, because anything that's going to be lasting, it takes time. I think I'm hopeful. Thank you.